Revamped channel of Justice to Free. Now for this video I prepared a new series I'm calling Crafting the Sequel. I'm pretty sure I got the idea from another video, so just to clarify things, it had the name before I did. One game alone can be extremely influential on its manufacturers and consumers to the point that any and almost every successful game is set to have a sequel to follow. It happened with Mario, Zelda, Sonic, Call of Duty, Star Wars Battlefront. No, it did not happen with Minecraft, it just keeps getting updates and mods. The point to this, though, is that it is interesting to see what the sequel could be like, and most of the time the sequel doesn't end up nearly as good as the original, like with Mario and Zelda. However, there have been exceptions to this, such as Sonic the Hedgehog 2 and the almighty Super Smash Bros. Melee. My goal is to dive into the games of today and explain what would make the sequel better and how to fix the problems the games might have. Now, Breath of the Wild took the world by storm, even going as far as to win the Game of the Year award at both the Game Awards and the Golden Joystick Awards, and it is for no small reason either, as this game's massive open map and physics engine that is just as big as the world itself are enough to keep anyone at home for days in this experience that can be approached from practically any angle. Yet, despite its success, it still has a few problems that can be pointed out, such as the bland dungeons, underwhelming storyline, final boss fight, and ending, and the long list of chores which have been spammed here and there by the boring NPCs, and they have the sickening gall to call them side quests. On the bright side of things, though, the Bolson construction side quests and the overworld mini-bosses were by far some of the most brilliant installments in the game. Trust me, I've played Minecraft, and I know there's a fine line between a side quest and a chore. Okay, so maybe I was a bit harsh there, but growing up on Majora's Mask creates a bias in guys like me. Sorry if that offends anyone, I'll go into detail on that subject in another video. Now the subject I want to get into is the weather system in the game, one of the most excellent and brilliant aspects of the game. The weather in the game gives an entirely new environment, both from the perspective of a video game and also from the aspect of a Zelda game. You have your rain, which makes it hard to climb, you have your hot desert sun, your cold freezing winter temperatures, and your unbearable volcano, which is so hot you have to drink a fire resistance elixir instead of a heat resistance elixir. There's also lightning, which acts realistically, and by realistically, I don't mean that literally, I mean it'll actually strike metal objects, trees, and Link. Rain isn't something that's been shy to the series. In fact, it first appeared in A Link to the Past in the very start of the game. It also appeared in Ocarina of Time, but was exclusive to select cutscenes and sequences in the game, but could be summoned upon playing the Song of Storms. Majora's Mask gets us closer, as it always rains on day 2 in the game, but since this game only has a 3-day cycle, it gives off the illusion of it being random and unexpected, and once again, you can summon rain with the Song of Storms. Wind Waker is the first game to have a full rain mechanic. However, the ability to summon storms in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask has been completely wiped out of the series, which is something I will discuss later in this video. But Wind Waker is the last of our Zelda games to have a full functioning rain system until Breath of the Wild. Here's the problem. Rain will happen at random times in Breath of the Wild during the game, especially at the most inconvenient times, such as when you're scaling a mountain or trying to get into Hyrule Castle. Weather is very unpredictable in the game. You never know when the clouds overhead are just overcast or whether there really is rain in them. It's this problem which has started memes such as rain at inconvenient times and is a hot topic for many players, causing them to almost wish there either wasn't any rain or less of it. I don't agree with this logic though. The rainstorms and thunderstorms are an excellent mechanic, and I think making less of them wouldn't solve any problems, but rather create more. By having them less frequent, they become even more inconvenient as the player will get used to not having so many, thus they will be more caught off guard when it does happen. You see, we don't get frustrated that it happens, just that it happens in the wrong place at the wrong time, and less consistency will make it worse. Now, making it more frequent wouldn't help either. It would be downright torture if it was mostly raining, causing us to only plan when we know it isn't going to rain rather than take chances unless we want to be downright dumb and defy the mechanic, causing even more frustration. No, the rain needs to stay the way it is, but that's where the sequel comes in. Now, to fix some of the problems with the rain in the sequel, my solution would be to put a weather radar on the Sheikah Slate, assuming there is one, so you can track which areas are in the middle of a rainstorm and when a rainstorm is about to come. This tool would prove extremely useful, and I know every player would use it. The idea stems from the temperature gauge in Breath of the Wild. With a meteorology tool like this, why can't we have more in the next game? The temperature gauge was a very useful tool. It let you know what kind of clothing to put on, where, and when to put it on. Though there were times when the temperature was unreadable, like on Death Mountain. It was this tool that made the game more immersive and familiar to the modern world. It never felt out of place, though it could have been used for so much more, such as to help track humidity, cloud buildup, and so many other things that could have helped you detect when a storm was about to form. A good question is, should the Sauna Storms return? I know you're all screaming yes! But no. While having the Sauna Storms would make rain more predictable, it would just cause more rain, more frustration, and break the mechanic of preparing for rainstorms. But wait, there isn't even a mechanic there, is there? Benefits of having the Sauna Storms? None. Benefits of predicting the weather better? Plenty! But don't go yet because there's benefits about the Sauna Storms I haven't even talked about. There's so many other kinds of weather that could be added to the sequel as well, such as flooding, forest fires, mudslides, rock slides, earthquakes, blizzards, hurricanes, tornadoes, fire cyclones! Okay, maybe Link shouldn't have the power to create a fire cyclone. But my point is that there is so much they haven't tried yet. And even director of Breath of the Wild, Hidemaro Fujiyashi, stated that there were many ideas that they hadn't used in Breath of the Wild. Adding the Sauna Storms could even add to that. You could use it to put out forest fires, create mudslides, floods, fill a dry pond, lake, river, or creek at its roots, make an oasis grow in the deserts, help NPCs' crops grow better. There's just so much this song could do! And also make more rain. But hey, when you weigh the benefits and problems it would create, you'll find it's more beneficial than problematic. At least I hope. Even then, I had some small benefits pointed out to me by Devon, and he reminded me that only certain animals and bugs came out in the rain. So yeah, even adding the Sauna Storms to the original could be a good idea, I found out. So what do you think? Will weather return in the sequel? Should it return? And what kind of weather and features would you like to see? Leave all your opinions in the comments below. Be sure to like and share this video. This has been fun. See you next time, guys and gals.